It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nigerian News Direct. Federal government confirms purchase of 1.4 billion billion naira vehicles for Niger Republic. Federal government confirms purchase of 1.4 billion naira vehicles for Niger Republic. You find the details on the pages of the Nigerian News Direct. To this Nigeria newspaper, thy neighbor's keeper or Father Christmas? That's the question the paper is asking. Federal government's purchase of 1.14 billion naira vehicles for Niger Republic sparks controversy. It is an insensitive move, Ohaneze CSOs speaking. It's in Nigeria's best interest, says Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed. You'll find the details on the pages of this Nigerian newspaper. Now, still towing the same path, the Nigerian Tribune now says, amid outrage, federal government justifies 1.145 billion naira vehicle purchase for Niger Republic. You find all of the details on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune. To the Leadership newspaper, after President Muhammadu Buhari's directive, military begins Operation Show Terrorists No Mercy. After President Muhammadu Buhari's directive, military begins Operation Show Terrorists No Mercy. All of the details on the pages of the Leadership newspaper. To the Blueprint now. 1 week after Buhari attack, FCTA hits bandits' hideout in Kuje Forest, reclaims market. Details on the pages of the Blueprint newspaper. And to the Punch. Rising terror threats. National Assembly leaders fret, rally security chiefs for protection. Senate holds marathon meeting with military, police, DSS chiefs, seeks solutions. Attacks on Abuja daring. Terrorists no more afraid, says House of Representatives. IG meets police commissioners. Insecurity most frightening now. Ahmed Lawan speaking there. Mike?
Right. We have, moving on now, Daily Sun newspaper says, Senate moves to solve insecurity, holds strategy meetings with service chiefs, DSS DG, and others. Situation frightening, says Lawan. We're working to restore peace with new strategies. Irabo is saying this. All right, that's the Daily Sun. And then let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper. The insecurity is the focus here. Nigeria no longer attractive for FDI. That's the Senate is revealing this. Senate President meets security chiefs, says level of insecurity most frightening, and has multiple riders there as fallouts from this story. From there, let's go to This Day. This Day is saying Tinubu can't be held responsible for Buhari's performance. That's Oshomole is saying this, and says president's failure in security economy make APC's presidential candidates unmarketable, says the Atiku support group. All right, all this on the front page of This Day. And now let's go to Daily Independent. It says PDP raises committee to reconcile Wike Atiku warring factions as IU must go demonstration rocks secretariat. Okay, that's what Daily Independent has. Now let's move over to The Nation. The Nation newspaper says PDP Board of Trustees fails to resolve Atiku-Wike rift. The trustees divided over IU's sack call by Rivers governor's men. All right, that's what The Nation newspaper has. From there, let's go to The Guardian, which is the last one we're seeing right now. Funding insecurity stalled $2.8 billion AKK project gas export. Stakeholders consider options for gas export amid Russia-Ukraine war and divestment, dwindling upstream investment, cloud gas export potential. All right, all that on the front page of The Guardian newspaper.
All right, we still have some papers, and I move to the national economy. 32 million housing units in Nigeria substandard as builders cut corners. Nigeria needs $390 billion to fix housing deficit, World Bank speaking. All right, we move now to the front page of the Daily Trust. Condemnations as NBC finds Trust TV 5 million naira over banditry documentary. DSTV, Star Times, TSTV also fined. We acted in public interest, Trust management speaking. Activists, academics flay government. And finally, on the front page of the Business Day, Nigeria's ginger exports grow 7-fold on rising interest. All right, gentlemen, most of the pages of the papers this morning talking about the issues bordering on security from the conversation we began earlier when we started the program, where we got Sam's reaction. We are yet to get yours, but then we also see the National Assembly, you know, also, will I say afraid that the situation is getting dire.
No, they are
Getting
reacting.
closer home.
They are reacting.
That the situation is getting dire, and they had to hold a meeting with a marathon meeting. If you look at the front page of the Punch this morning, it's saying that they had to hold a meeting with the military, police, DSS chief to find solution to address this issue. You know, this is coming on the heels of the simultaneous attacks that happened in the Federal Capital Territory. And some Nigerians are saying, did they have to wait up to this point before we have to start seeing them react in this manner?
Well, to be fair to them, they've been reacting over the years and over the months.
Right.
They have given, in fact, there were times they had given marching orders. They had summoned the service chiefs. They've done all of these things in the past. It is the same thing the president is doing. The president had given marching orders. The president had, you know, president has called, summoned emergency meetings. We've seen all of this on the pages of the papers over the years. The only thing there is that the results, the outcome of all of that meeting, that is what we remember. We commented on this thing yesterday, right? But moving on to the issue of insecurity and our neighbors. You see, all over the world, this happens. Whatever happens within Mexico and the Americas and all of that, America is interested. Whatever happens in Somalia and in Burundi and Tanzania, Kenya is interested. Whatever happens in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and so on, South Africa is interested. Whatever happens in Tunisia and Libya, Egypt, so it is everywhere in the world. We are not different. Whatever happens in Cameroon, in Chad, in Niger, in Benin, in fact, in the whole of West Africa, Nigeria will be interested. So the issue there is, anywhere in the world where you have a bigger power surrounded by other smaller powers, where through the smaller powers anything can happen to the bigger power tries to be proactive by being interested in whatever happens in those countries.
But Mike, a lot of Nigerians do not see us as a bigger power because we know what's happening to us.
We remain the biggest power as far as Africa is concerned. The point there is we know what we are going through, right? You and I, we are all Nigerians. We know what we're going through. But the moment you cannot take Nigeria out of the African equation, Africa will collapse. That is the reality. That's the fact.
Absolutely.
Fine. So the point there is Nigerians are reacting from the perspective of, okay, we have security challenges, we have economic challenges, the Naira, it's true. The timing, one would say the timing may be wrong. The timing can be insensitive, or the timing can be whatever the thing is. But these are the realities. Because we cannot tackle insecurity before we tackle the issue of food, before we tackle the issue of other things. Everything has to be moved simultaneously. It's governance. That is what governance is. Right. You mustn't finish one before you do the other. You must have to take everything alongside. Now, of course, priorities can be given to some areas that you've seen. If this is not taken, it can affect the other one. And that is governance. So Nigerians will certainly react, which is within their right to react. Of course, the concept of sometimes there can be reasons why we did this, and then maybe later on we could hear other reasons. That is possible. But what we're saying is, in looking at it objectively, assisting countries, we have received such kind of assistance from the UK, we've received some assistance from Germany, from the United States, from Israel, and all of that.
Okay,
it doesn't mean, they have their challenges too.
Right, but not as it is with us.
Of course, and if you compare us to not the same way Niger and the others have theirs.
The reason Nigerians will complain is it's just like saying that, Daddy, we have not finished, we have not even had enough food to eat at home. And you want to give the neighbor all the rest gari, all the gari in the house. What of us? We are still hungry. That is the situation. Yeah. Americans will not worry if Americans go to Burundi, if they go to Rwanda, if they go to China, if they go to all those places, because they know, as you said, that they have far-flung interests and so on. So it affects them. But you have to take care of the home front first.
Which they have done.
Which Americans do that religiously. But here we are with people, the lawmakers and the service chiefs talking about inadequacy in handling security at home. And then you are spending 1.4 billion to buy cars.
Build capacity for another country.
Nothing wrong with buying if you spend 1.4 billion doing that. They spent a lot at home. We've not seen the results. That's why people are complaining. So it is more an issue of incompetence rather than an issue of sending money abroad. Because we spent a lot of money buying jets, buying weapons.
Because the question is, what has changed?
Nothing has changed. So what are you going to? Are you going to solve the problem now from outside when you have not even solved it from inside? And so on. I get where you are going, Mike. But the story, the optics is very bad because you have not done well at home. Daddy has not fed the children at home and is feeding the neighbor. Is it because he loves the neighbor's wife?
No. That's taking it to a step where I cannot respond.
Well, the point there is, if the neighbor's wife is taking care of the children, taking care of our children when we are not at home and all of that, and the interest is okay, fine. Let us see how we can support everybody.
Okay.
Well, it's okay. It's the interest of the time.
But that's not the situation here.
Hang on. The issue there is that, everything every country does, it is because they have an interest there.
Mike, we understand that interest.
Can be security. The interest can be economic.
But deal with your issues at home first. That's what Nigerians are saying.
The point there is, remember I said
charity
earlier.
begins at home.
Yes, remember I said earlier.
Okay.
We cannot finish one before we do another. Absolutely. It is governance going forward.
The point is
we agree.
It is because while taking care of the other, you are not taking care of home. It's the optics.
Right.
Exactly.
The optics is very bad.
The optics are bad. That's why I talked about the timing.
You can do a good thing, and it will come out bad.
All right.
Because you have not done the good,
not the
first
needful.
Good thing
first. All right, let's leave the conversation here now.